Hey guys. Oh, I'm excited for this week because we're going to be talking about one of the key macro routines that's going to help you begin to live that life of intentionality like you've always wanted. And that is the dream week. Okay. I am excited about this. Okay. So listen, before I get into all of that, I just want to make sure that I introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Sonja of SonjaW Coaching, and I help just awesome, overachieving, just go-getter women who have awesome dreams but just can't seem to get them done. I help them figure out those dreams, align their align their lives with their values, and then also do the work to make sure that their dreams actually meet reality. Okay, so let's get into this dream week today. So I wanted to talk about the dream week, and I mentioned a little bit earlier the macro routine. Now, I teach that there are two main types of routines, and the dream week that we're going to be focused on this week is a macro routine. Well, Sonja, what are the macro routine? What is the micro routine? I'm so glad that you asked. So a macro routine is kind of like a catch-all for those routines that take care of the big rocks in your life, the big picture routines. These are routines that may dictate your schedule. They help you lay down the big rocks of your life and plan for the future. So these are big things like your life plan, like your quarterly review, which we coming up on because it is June. This is being recorded in June of 2023. And y'all, the second half of the year is coming. So I need y'all to get on that quarterly review. If you need some help on that, you can check out my the reset workbook for that. But anyway, those macro routines are the things that help you build out those big rocks in your life. And then the micro routines are the everyday things. They're the small things that you do every single day and live through without even paying attention. They're typically easy to implement. They are clear and concise, and at most have 10 steps. So this would be like your morning routine, or your evening routine, or maybe your workout routine. You know, you have a certain set of things that you do every single time that you work out. That's a routine, but it would be a micro routine because it's something that's small and easy to implement. Now, working out sometimes ain't easy to implement, but you get what I mean. And again, the dream week is a macro routine, and this is the thing that helps you get it together. These dream weeks, or this creating of a dream week, will help you do three main things. It's going to make you realize some things about yourself. It is going to do the following. It's going to make you realize that you have more time than you think. When you actually sit down and build out your week, you figure out, okay, this is my work schedule. These are the things that I typically need to do every single day. You're going to look and you're like, wow, there's a lot of white space. What am I doing with my time? You're going to look back and be real embarrassed because you realize that you might be wasting time. You might be wasting some time in your life. And it's okay. That's why we do the dream week, so we can figure out those empty spaces. The next thing that it's going to do for you is that it's going to lessen decision fatigue in your life. I've talked about decision fatigue in other videos, but it is a silent killer, y'all. It is one of those things where you don't even realize it's happening. There's science behind this, or research behind it, that says that we only have the capacity to do a certain amount of decisions, or make a certain amount of decisions every day. And decision making gets harder, or you get a little bit more tired every time you do it. So the less daily decisions that you have to make, the better. That's why really cool people, like the founder of Apple, only wore a black turtleneck and black jeans every single day. That's one less decision that he had to make so that he could be innovative in the other things that he does. There's many other high profile inventors and people like that who live just like that. And honestly, if you notice, I'm kind of like that too. I'm very basic in how I dress, not because I'm boring, because I got some little flair and stuff like that, in my closet. But my everyday kind of wear is really simple because I don't want to have to think about what am I going to wear today. I have a lot of decisions to make, and making another one about clothing is just one that I don't desire to do. That makes sense? And then the third thing that it's going to do for you is to help you clarify what is actually important. When you lay it down on this ideal or dream week, then you are making a decision that this is actually the important thing in my life. And when you make that decision, you more than likely will stick to it a little bit more. You'll also begin to realize that some things just aren't that important to you, and they don't make it on the calendar. They don't make it on the dream week, right? So those are the three things that this dream week can do for you, okay? Now, I ran through those things, but I know y'all probably wonder, well, what in the world? How do I do it? This sounds like an amazing thing to do. Well, how do I do it? Let me tell you. So, I actually am going to break it down for you. I do have a workbook called the Dream Week. If you want to get it, you can go ahead and check the links below. I got that. I got you. But if you don't want to do that, that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and give you the basics on it now so that you can do your own, okay? So I broke it down to 4 main steps that you need to do, okay, when creating your own dream week. The first step is to draw an agenda of 7 days of the week. So you can start with Monday or start with Sunday, however you feel, but draw kind of like an agenda looking thing that's kind of has all 7 days, and then has the hours of the day incremented on it. I typically see those things that go from like maybe 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. because that's typically how long you're up, right? So go ahead, take some time, draw that out. And then I was actually pausing like I was going to wait for you to draw that out right now. You pause this video and draw it out, okay? So go ahead and draw out the agenda. If you get the workbook, it's already in there for you. And then the second thing to do is to answer some key questions. Before you draw anything on that agenda, make sure that you answer some key questions about your life. Do you have, and these questions are, do you have any set schedules like work or school, or maybe kids daycare or kids school or whatever? What is the set things in your life that do not change? For instance, I work from 8 to 5:30. Most days I have a flexible schedule on some of those days, but those hours are blocked out. I also left a space for my lunch because I take time away from my computer at lunch, and I'm really kind of like a stickler about that because it's so important to take breaks. So anyway, you block out that time. Then, are there any goals that you want to hit? Do you want to start working out more? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to read more books? What are some goals that you're trying to hit in this season of your life? Again, we're coming up on the second half of the year. What's going on with you? What you doing? What's happening? Right? So write down those goals. Then the final thing is, are there any habits that you want to establish? Are there routines that you already have? What does your morning routine look like? What does your evening routine look like? When does it start? When does it end? So you take all of that information that you just gathered, because you wrote down your time blocks, you wrote down some of the goals that you want to hit and possibly where you want to put them on your week. You've written down your habits. And now here comes the fun part. You get to block it out. I should have told you to make sure that you get your color pencils and all that kind of stuff because I want you to have fun with it, okay? Now, one productivity person that I follow actually mentions color coding it in a certain fashion. He mentions maybe putting your work schedule in red, and maybe like those things, those goals that you want to see or accomplish in green, because green for go, red for stop. I couldn't think of anything else at the moment. But anyway, get your color pencils out, color code the stuff, and begin to block it out on that agenda that you created, right? Begin to block out your work schedule. Begin to block out your morning routine, your evening routines. When do you want to work out? When do you go on a date with your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife? When do you hang out with family? Do you do this on a weekly basis? Do you have like a weekly time for yourself? You should. Like, what are some things that you want to put into your week? Put them down. And then the final step is assess the blank spaces. Take some time. You're going to notice, you are, you're going to notice that you have a little bit more time than you thought you did. Okay? You're going to notice that. So let me just start you there. Assess those blank spaces and see what should move. Is there something that I need to put in that space, or does it need to be intentionally blank? Because it's good to leave intentional white space in your calendar so that you can rest, so that you can relax. Okay? So, now that you've figured out all of those things, you figured out how long your goals are going to be, what's your routine going to be, all that kind of stuff, and you color coded it and you assessed your blank spaces and you got your calendars together and all that kind of stuff. Now put that thing somewhere that you can see it. Make copies of that joint. Listen, set your dream week someplace where you see it daily so that you remember, oh yeah, today is Tuesday. Today is business day. And you know that this day is the day that you are going to, I don't know, work on your business, build something, do something towards your business. Or today is rest day. I'm not doing nothing but relaxing. Okay? So this is the power of the dream week, because when you are using it and when you are just living by that dream week, and allowing it to guide how you set up your week from week to week, then you begin to see yourself accomplishing goals and accomplishing dreams that you didn't even realize that you could, because it's set in such a way that you don't have to think about it. That's the power of the dream week. Now, I hope that this is helpful for you. Definitely, if you want to draw your own agenda or you want some extra tips, go ahead and get my dream week down below. But also, more importantly, I want you to be on this intentional living journey with me. Go ahead and click the link below to my mailing list so that you can get weekly emails all about encouraging you, pushing you towards your dreams, making those dreams meet reality. All right? So join me on the intentional living journey. I can't wait to see you there. Have an awesome day wherever you are.